everybody, it's me, Volkai922. Haircut and all. I showed you your haircut last week. Anyway, I missed it again. I apologize. Dorohedoro. Oh my god. Alright. This was, in my opinion, leagues better than last season. I'm giving this a high rating. The season as a whole shebang. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It nailed on everything. It nailed on the gore. It nailed on the comedy. The story. Everything. Everything. Now, this climax for season 2 was a what the fuck. Because, it's funny because I didn't really understand, even if I read the manga, I'm on to volume 20. And even I, who's now watching the anime again, who's watching the anime with this episode, with this final episode of season 2, am surprised. Because I completely forgot that was shown, that was told or shown. But if you don't know the context of what's going on, you don't know what's going on. So, episode 11, season 2, Dorohedoro, let's go. This one was called Happy Destruction / Q&A. So, what's going on in this episode is the following. Nikaido, who looks like a man, and Asu, who just looks like a girl, with this magic they used, go into Ian's mansion. Because there's a book that Nikaido wants so she can know better her magic. Time magic. Obviously, a fight ensues. The people that are in this scene, really, are the Cross Eyes, Nikaido and Asu, Ayakawa, and Risu. Now, what ends on happening is a fight ensues. Nikaido's kicking all kinds of ass against Dugaga and another guy with the samurai sword. And she's kicking all kinds of ass. Ayakawa gets involved. These guys get chased away. Or they basically, they get, whatever. They're able to handle them. Ayakawa and Nikaido give them the slip and go into the treasure room of Ian's. She needs a book to know how to use her magic. Her magic is time magic. She needs a book to do this. She goes. She finds the book. We also get scenes with Natsuki and her new magic, which is basically defensive magic. Now, besides that scene, with them fighting those two, Doguka and this other guy, Risu as Curse shows up. He's confronting Tan and everybody else, including Natsuki, and he tries to fight them. He's now Curse, trying to kill them. Natsuki uses her ability. She's able to subdue Risu. Ayakawa gets involved. He gets her, and he gives Risu to Nikaido. The reveal at the end of this episode is shocking. But to explain it, the best way I can explain it is this. Everybody on now was like going crazy. He's like, Ayakawa is the boss. But it's not what it seems. If you go back to the episode where we see the professor, Kasakabe, and he's in the hole with that kid I. That's the bosses. It's shocking, I know, but basically, what happened was I must have created the boss. And at the same time, this person was also Ayakawa. Now, kind of comes into play with the whole Ibisu thing. Ibisu created him with her magic, and that's why he has a lizard head. Now, what ends on happening is that when Nikaido takes Risu away, Ayakawa is going through this temper tantrum. He's spewing out this black shit. That black stuff is from the hole. It's from that pool that I was in. See what's happening here? And then we see I, who has no head and no shoulder. Everything from his, like almost his mid-shoulder up is gone. And he basically says to him, you never existed. And then he's spewing out blood. And Ayakawa's head comes off. It's fucked. But I love it. And like his spinal cord comes out and he's like dangling. And out of his head hole comes another head, which is the boss's head. Now, this scene comes into play because what happened beforehand was Tsugaga was going to plan to get Natsuki out. See, Tsugaga, this guy, he knows what the boss is doing. The boss is taking people, even people who are cross-eyed members, and is literally killing them to consume their magic. That's what he's doing. Because as a kid, I wasn't a sorcerer, and he wanted to be a sorcerer, and diving into that pool turned him into what he is. So the boss actually confronts Natsuki, kisses her, and she explodes into a tiny bunch of pieces. And it's just this scene where she's body parts are flying over the freaking place, and her head's in his hand. He drops the head, and he's smiling like a I was like, yo! And it was animated really nice because it was like this red light thing going on. And that was the end of the episode. This gets a 10 out of 10. Season 2 gets a 10 out of 10. And I am so hyped. Season 2. Which they've already announced from Toho. It's the production company. I've got a message from Mappa. Now, based on what I know, where the manga is, where they stopped with season 2. This is what I know. They ended on the last page of volume 13. So for season 3, they're going to start on volume 14. I don't mind the 11 episodes, but I'm going to be very blunt about this. This season went through 6 volumes. I know it's a lot for Mappa, and I don't want them to fuck it up, and I don't want them to jeopardize the way things are going with this series. Because let's be honest here, this is a breadwinner for them. Don't get me wrong, Kaizen's great and all, but this shit, they did a fantastic job with this season. And if this is going to continue with the gore and the comedy and everything between, fucking print that shit. Now, the manga's done. It's done. There's nothing holding them back, really. The only thing holding them back is that, okay, you know, workforce, animators, you know, the whole bit. And it doesn't have to be this way, but I'm going to be very blunt about this. Make it at least a 2-course season. Have 11 episodes when season 3 starts. You have 11 episodes. And then season 2 down the road, they come out with the second core. And you have 11 more episodes. And that together would be, if I'm looking at it correctly, 22 episodes. That would be perfect. Because then, more or less, they'll be done with the whole series. Or, they don't have to do that. And we have a season after this one, which I think would happen anyway. Like, when we get through the 6 volumes, and then after that, you only really have like 4 volumes left. Of course, the last volume is very bulky. A lot of content in the last volume. But regardless, I think they should make it happen. But this was, this just killed. They just killed this show. They just killed it on every fucking facet. And I'm so hyped now for season 2. Well, we'll see how it goes. But I apologize for not doing it on time. It's just been work and everything. I get so freaking tired. But I'm happy this was done. I'm happy it ended this way. And now it's the waiting game again. No! Hopefully Mappa doesn't take too long. Hopefully. Now, I know they got on their things on their pile, Kaizen and also the series. But if I should make a plea to the person in charge of Mappa Studios, can you put this ahead? Please? I'm just saying. Listen, I understand there's a fan base for Kaizen, but there's also a fan base for Dorohedoro. And we need this shit printed now. Get on it! Ah! I'm sorry if I'm hyped, but it's just, they did a fantastic job. So, that's all I got for you guys. I have nothing else to say. Dorohedoro just kicked so much ass. So much ass! So, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.